Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching us from. Welcome to today's episode of SEDAT HR Digest. And we want to say a very big thank you to all of you for participating in our maiden SEDAT HR conference, which happened on the 19th of October at the Micklin Hotel in Kumasi, where we had industry experts coming on board to share their experience with us and helping us navigate around our career. And I believe you had a very good time. Right. So today's episode is an interesting one. We've never had this, but we're going to have it anyway. Wherever you're watching us from, we want to acknowledge you. Please drop your name and your location in the comment box, and I'll be glad to acknowledge you. Also, if you are watching us online and you participated in the conference, we would like you to share with us your experience, your impression about the conference, and we'll read it out to our viewers. And we want to encourage you, please share our link to your friends, your colleagues, and your loved ones. Let them join in the conversation. That's a SEDAT HR Digest, where we discuss relevant HR topics that helps us to impact organizations positively. Today, I have with me 3 participants. All right, so one will be joining us soon, but I have two currently here with me who would be sharing with us their insight from the conference that was held on the 19th of October at the Micklin Hotel in Kumasi. And I must say that I was so excited to meet some of you in person in Kumasi. It was a joy and so much excitement. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for honoring us. And want to take this opportunity to say a very big thank you to the CEO of SEDAT Consult. I say he's the group CEO of SEDAT's group of companies. Thank you so much, Mrs. Patricia Kisi. We really love you. Thank you for all the effort. And thank you to all the team who put together the conference, who supported the CEO to put together the conference. It was very, very successful. So I have with me here 3 participants we're going to have a conversation around the conference, what they learned, their impression, and all that. I want you to join in this conversation. So, first of all, I want to introduce to you a lady. I've known her for a while now, and she would be joining in the conversation today. And her name is Eno Odame Dankwa, HR Manager for Colcas Laboratories Limited. Eno, you're welcome to SEDAT HR Digest. Good to have you here.
Yes, I'm also glad to be part of this program.
All
Thank
right.
you for inviting me.
Sure. Thank you too for coming. And I have with me here Deborah Nanaya Apre. She works with BM Properties as a secretary. Hi Nanaya, thanks for joining us. Hello Nanaya.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so honored to be here.
Okay, and the only gentleman among the ladies, here is Cletus Abwaje, Regional HR and Admin Manager of Cocoa Board. Hi, Cletus. Welcome to SEDAT HR Digest.
Hi, Patricia.
Good to have you here.
Good to have you too. I'm so honored to be here.
All right, so viewers, wherever you are, drop your name, your location. We would like to acknowledge you. And I know a lot of you, I met a lot of people who told me, oh, we've been watching SEDAT HR Digest, but we don't comment. Please comment. I want to know you are online. I want to see you comment today. All right, so we want to go straight into the conversation. But before that, let me ask my guests I want to ask them a question to open up the conversation, and let me go to Eno. Eno, what motivated you to participate in the conference?
Thank you, Patience. Actually, I think this year this is the third conference that I have joined, and the conference topic, the transformation of HR and the AI. I always hear AI, AI. So wherever I hear AI, I'm interested in joining to know what is in there for me. So I joined to know the new trend with HR and what is happening in the industry. That is my main motivation for joining.
Right. So Eno says that wherever she hears AI, she wants to go there to know what is happening over there and what is in there for her. Right, Cletus, what motivated you to join the conference?
Thank you very much, Patience. For me, as a practitioner, since I started my career, I've been looking for knowledge. So anything that will give me knowledge, I'm there. I'll even be there before the person, the organizers. So that's motivated me. So looking at the new trend of HR, just like my colleague said, AI is something that has come to stay. And it's something that everybody, every practitioner is talking about. So knowing very well that the topic was something that had to do with innovation and technology, I was more than motivated to be part.
AI is something that has come to stay. And so Cletus said that wherever he hears anything technology, anything future trend, he's open to learn more and to listen and to participate. Deborah, tell us what motivated you to join the conference? Hi, Debbie. Please unmute and let us know what your motivation was. What did you see that motivated you to participate in the conference? Okay, so whilst we wait for Debbie to unmute her microphone, I see Sandra watching us. Sandra, thank you so much for watching. We are very grateful to have you here. All right, so Debbie.
All right. Thank you so much for the opportunity once again. For I am also motivated by the technological aspect of HR. And for most of the speakers that I saw on the bill,
Hi, Debbie. Okay, so I think Debbie is having some few challenges. If you are back, let us know you are back, and then I would come back to you. All right. So I'm going to go to we are going to go straight into the conversation, and like we said, Debbie says she Debbie says that she joined because of the speakers, the lineup speakers we had for the conference, and then also she also wanted to know more about technology when it comes to HR and the future trends. So let me go to Cletus. Um, we want you to give us your general impression about the conference.
Well, Patience, what I would say is that it was just top notch, top notch, top notch for the third time in terms of organization, in terms of registration, the venue, the environment. And like Debbie said, if I get the name right, I've known Kojo, like the speakers who were on the bill, I've known Kojo since 2016 when I used to work with a different public institution. He was a consultant for us. I've known Kwame Suman for some time. We've had a personal encounter. I've heard of Cynthia. I never met her until this conference. I heard of Yvonne. And to have such people to give you their 1 hour, let alone a whole day, is something that we have to cherish. The knowledge, the impact, if you are ready to, that you have, is not just something that you can just want to play with it. So for me, Knowing very well that such people were on the bill, I knew that as a person who always strived to and passionate about HR development, wherever I was as a then, I had to make time to be part of the program. And to the organizers, I mentioned it yesterday to somebody that they didn't even try to make a zero mistake. At least they should have tried to make a zero mistake so that, or minus one mistake, so that you know that, oh, at least. But from registration up to closing, and you realize that people were not even tired. We sat in the class, the conference room for more than hours, more than 9 hours, and people were even still wanting to have knowledge. So I think that that was my motivation. And knowing said that, I knew they wouldn't get it wrong.
Right, thank you so much, Cletus, for your impression. Nicholas Ferguson, thank you so much, Nick, for watching. Zachary Salamat, thank you. And I met her for the first time at the conference. Thank you so much. Today, I've been able to attach, an image to the name I've been mentioning all the time. Thank you so much, Salamat. We are very grateful. Share with us your impression in the comment section. Whatever discussion that is going on, please feel free share yours with us in the comment section. I'll read it out. We know a lot of you participated in the conference. Now let me go to Eno and find out from her. Eno, you joined the conference online. You were not there in person. Tell us what was your impression?
As as Cletus said, this conference was just on top. Just that normally online you have few technical issues, but aside the minor technical issues that we had, everything went on very smoothly, from presentation to content to the speakers. The speakers were very on top of their game. They really know what they were discussing. The topics that were selected were on point. And I really loved it. The education, the impact that it made. To be honest with you, registering, I didn't know what to expect, but I never regretted taking part in the conference. When it comes to from the various topics that were discussed, from the speakers, even the speakers alone, because to get speakers for a conference, well, knowledgeable speakers like what we saw, it's remarkably unbelievable. And I was shocked. And I really hope that such conferences will encourage SADA to do more of such conferences. As I've always fight, I think next year you should be looking at Accra. I know the Kumasi people will be fighting me, but to be honest with you, I wish I was there in person, and I regretted because when I sitting online looking at what was going on, everything was on point, and I really wish I was there in person to meet a lot of people. So the general impression has been a very remarkable one, and it's like a child who watch a movie. It will always be in your memory. It will always be in the memory. It will always be in the memory. So we thank Sadat for putting up such a wonderful conference, and we hope that it will continue as such. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Eno. Thank you very much. And I guess a lot of the people that joined online would share in Eno's view that they would have loved to be there. As for Accra, please, I think you have to start negotiating with the Kumasi team to see if they will release the conference to be to be held in Accra, right? So Esther says she's watching us from Adenta. Thank you, Esther. Hey, is it Akasina Julita? Thank you. Okay, so she says, thank you for such a great program. Thank you too. Thank you too. Right. So please share your comments, your impression about the conference, especially for those of you that participated both in person and online. Share with us and we will read it out. Efua says that it was indeed a great program. Thank you. We want to get your feedback. Give us feedback in your comment section. We will read it out. Let me come to Nanaya. And if you can hear me, Nanaya, tell us about your impression about the whole conference.
My impression about the conference was as high as the rest of the speakers shared. I was glad I came in person because I think when I was registering, I was contemplating between choosing the online and the in-person one. And I am really glad I chose. It was eye-opening. It was educative. The speakers were knowledgeable in their field. They knew exactly what they were saying. They delivered their topics totally. And I didn't want it to end. I didn't want it to end because I learned a lot. And I mean, I am expecting more of this. This was one of the best conferences I've attended, HR conference I've attended this year. And I mean, I salute the SEDAT consults for this program. It was awesome. It was awesome. Amazing experience.
Right. Thank you very much, Nanaya. Amazing experience it was for her. Okay, so let me go to the comment section. Right. I see Vera Nutako. Thank you, Vera, for joining us. Please share your experience about the conference with us. I know you participated online. We want to hear from you. So please type it in the comment section and I will read it out. But let me come to the studio and ask my guests. All right, so we discussed the importance of embracing technology in HR. All right, how do you plan to integrate technology or data analytics into your HR processes after attending the conference? And let me see if, right, so let me get to Cletus. Cletus, can you take this for us?
Okay, patience. I think that we are in the world of technology, and as HR is evolving, we cannot be doing what we used to do, and we cannot be doing business as usual. So you go with the current trend. So I always say that based on what we learned during the conference, you need to make sure that you are up to date. You get the skill set that is needed for the current and future trends. So don't wait till your organization give you an opportunity to go and develop yourself. Make sure that you save some money from your salary or your allowances and make sure that you build yourself. That is what, from experience, for personally, that's what I have been doing. If you want to wait, because the numbers within your organization, they are many. So before it gets to you, probably you might be outdated by that time. So please develop yourself. Make sure that conferences such as what we just attended, you get it for free. And for that's what we have to applaud SEDAT for. Because to get even one of the speakers to be with you for an hour, in fact, I will tell you the money you pay as a consultant and to get it for free is not something you have to take it for granted. For me, it's something that my organization is already doing. But as I speak to you, almost my team, almost all of them are online. That is what I have started with. For them to get the insights so that when I get back to the office on Monday, there will be a roadmap as to what we can do to inculcate what I have learned and do a simulation with them so that we see the way forward as to how to build the organization and build ourselves to build our own organization. Basically.
Right, thank you, Cleto. So he has been able to get all his team to also come on board so they could integrate technology in their HR processes. Now, let me come to Eno. Eno, how are you going to integrate technology or data analytics into your HR processes after this conference?
Yes, thank you, Patient. The first thing that came to mind after the conference was let me do an assessment of my current HR process to see where I'm lacking and where I can integrate technology. Because with the HR processes, when it comes to the recruitment, onboarding, and the rest, currently that is what I'm doing. After the conference, I said, okay, let me look at the process that I'm using. And I've done a list, looking at the ones that are not IT inclined, and I've marked it with a checklist. And then going forward, I'll know which right HR technology that I can select to help me, because currently I'm not doing much, but after the conference, it has been an eye opener, and I'm now assessing myself and seeing what best I can do and all the tools that I can put to play to help me get figures and also talk to the data, because it has not been easy. And going to management for this kind of things is a bit difficult. So as some of the speakers advise, we should always be able to talk to the figures. You have to go with data, support your argument with the data, and make sure that whatever you are presenting is return on investment. So that is what I'm trying to do: get my team together, my HR team together, do internal assessment on all our HR process, and then see how best we can integrate technology into whatever we do in the office, so that whatever management will be investing will get return on it, and they will not be tagging HR as a cost center, because now things are changing, new trends are coming, everybody is moving fast. So if you sit down doing nothing, you'll be left behind. So I think most of us HR, this conference has been a really big eye opener for us. And it's time that we get out from our comfort zone and move out there and do something more challenging with technology, and also get the data right to support whatever we present to management. Thank you.
Right, thank you very much. Get the data right. And I remember one of the speakers said that the data is good, but the story behind the data is very, very important. And so, thank you so much. I'm going to go to the comment section. Let's read some few comments over there. Salama says, sorry, the conference has come to stay in Kumasi. I guess has a lot of negotiations and talkings to do. Right. Ifya Sewa from Pon, Ifya says, we had such a great time, so much knowledge we got for free. I wouldn't miss any SEDAT Consult conference for anything. God bless the team. God bless you too, Ifya. All right. So Julita says that please next time kindly allow those who join online to ask questions. That is very well noted. We would do that. Thank you so much. And let me come to Nanaya. The theme emphasized, on the importance of transforming HR. Can you share any significant or any specific strategy or changes you plan to implement within your organization to drive the transformation?
All right. Thank you very much for the question.
All right. Thank you much for the question. All right.
Institution, I've realized that we do more of manual work because it's emerging company, right? So we do more of manual work. So studying how the future trends of HR, I've realized that there is the need for us to also upgrade. And so some of our systems, I intend to explore some of these project management softwares, office management softwares that some of the speakers even mentioned. I realize that there are lots of them out there, but you can't just use any of them because it might not work for you. And so I intend to explore them. I've already begun talking to my boss about it so that we can begin to shift some of our things to the computer-based system. For instance, we take tenant details and then we have to check the dates every now and then to see whose rent is due and all of that. But now, if we are able to get systems that we can work with, it means that it will be easier. We'll get quicker prompts, and then we'll be able to reach out to the person very timely, and then just as when it is due. And so these are some of the things that I intend to do in my organization. Computerize most of our manual work so that we'll make work easier and faster for all of us. Yeah.
Why, thank you very much, Deborah. Let me go to Cletus. Now, learning and professional development were strongly emphasized during the conference. We want you to share with us the strategies or resources you plan to use for your continuous growth in your role as regional HR and admin manager.
Okay, thank you very much. As Deborah said, as for HR, they always say that we are cost working on legs. So that is what we have to, like Kojo said, we have to demonstrate that we are not cost working on legs, but rather we demonstrate that there is return on investment. My company is doing very well on that, and it's something that we are going to continue. Like I said initially, even though the company is ready to support, but the numbers are so huge that if you take Cocobot as my organization, it's more or less a multinational because the numbers are great. I'm managing and the numbers I don't want to put out here. You will be marveled. So what we need to do is looking at the budget to make sure that at least everybody benefit, because this age of technology, if you don't go with the system, you'll be left out. So I'm going to push so hard, and which I know management is so much aware and are ready to support once you can demonstrate that there will be return on investment on the training that you seek or the funds that you seek. And as Kojo said, HR has evolved from transactional, transformational to strategic. What are we doing as practitioners to make sure that whatever that it is, for us to be strategic, management is aware and they appreciate that fact. Because it's not a matter of being an HR manager, but it's a matter of demonstrating to them that you can also be at the boardroom and make them understand the reason why HR should be part of the boardroom. Those gone are the days where they saw HR to be like you are just being an intermediary between the staff and management. No, we've gone past that. What are we doing as practitioners for them to know that we are aligning the goals, the strategic goals and objectives of the business to our function as HR? So that's something that we have to be very, very much aware of. Because once we are not aligning or doing something strategic, that solves that problem of aligning the business goals with our function, then HR will be outdated.
Why, thank you very much, Cletus. We need to align business goals to what we do as practitioners. We need to be strategic. We need to be business partners. And I remember one thing that Honorable Kingsley said. He says, if you don't spend, you will be spent. And so I'm happy to know that Cletus is ready to do more of spending to ensure he acquires more knowledge in his field of study. Now, let me go to Eno. Innovation is a recurring theme in HR transformation. Can you share with us an innovative idea or approach that you plan to implement in your organization based on what you learned at the conference?
Thank you, Jason. With the scale of IE, now things are very creative, because if you're an HR manager and you're not very creative, you'll be left behind. So one thing that is still I'm still thinking through and it's still on my mind is getting a virtual employee support. That is making sure that employees' questions are handled by an IT tool, because you need to plan strategic things. You'd have to be planning business things, what management can do so that we all get return on investment. So if we are able to implement this virtual employee support, it will reduce the timeline that employees will be working to your office with basic questions, with basic time off questions. They want this, they want to fill this. So I think with the state of technology, most of the basic administrative HR duties should be handled at that level. So if we are able to implement all these things, it will help us to get more time to be at the board level, because now we are moving from the administrative support to strategic HR. How do you do that? It means you should be able to implement some of these IT tools that will help you to do a lot. And also you should have a data-driven a data-driven facts, because when you are going to management, as I've earlier said, you can't just go there and say you want to do training. One of the speakers said that if we send budgets, it should be approved. But another one also said that the budget should be questioned. So which means you can't just present a budget that you want to do a lot of things and you don't have data to support that the business is getting in return. So now with this whole AI issue, I think as HRs, we have a lot to do. We should move away from our comfort zone, implement things, talk to others to help us to see what we can implement to reduce some of these administrative duties. Cletu said it right. We are no longer looking at administrative duties. We are looking at being a strategic partner to the business. And how do you do that? It's by being able to implement some of these tools that will help you to reduce some of the work lines. Because if employees keep working to your office for basic HR issues that can be handled online, then what are you doing? Because it means you are spending most of your time doing administrative work. And I think that is not as what professionals we want to do. We want to move ahead of that line and be more technological, be more strategic, and then be more focused in helping the business grow.
We want to be more technological, more strategic, and more focused. Thank you very much, Ino Damidankwa. Let me go to the comments box and read some few things out. Right, so Vera said that SEDAT consults never disappoint. It was practical and knowledge packed in a fun way. And I agree with you, Vera. We had fun. We learned, and I remember, I mean, it was fun, knowledge, and like Cletus says, I mean, you would never get bored. I mean, it wasn't boring. It wasn't boring at all. So I perfectly agree with you, Vera. Let me go to Ifua Inshira Dumont. She says, exactly as Cletus mentioned, we should try and update ourselves with such conferences, even if we are to fund it. I have benefited from it. Thank you very much, Ifua. And I hope you'll be talking to organizations to sponsor us for the next conference, which will be communicating details soon. Right, Sophia says that she's watching. Thank you very much, Sophia. All right, so if you just join us, this is SEDAT HR Digest. Today we are having a conversation with some participants of our just ended Maiden HR conference, which happened on the 19th of October in Kumasi at the McLean Hotel. And I have here, Odame Dankwashi is the HR manager for Cocas Laboratories Limited. I have Cletus Boateng. Cletus is the regional HR and admin manager for CocoBoard, and Nanaya Apre. She works with BM Properties in Kumasi, and she works as a secretary over there. We will take a quick break. When we come back, we would continue with our conversation. right, thank you very much and welcome back from break. This is SEDAT HR Digest. We are having a conversation with some of the participants from our just ended HR conference, which happened on the 19th of October at the Micklin Hotel in Kumasi. And I have with me here Enu Odamedankwa, HR Manager for Corcas Laboratories Limited, Cletus Boateng, HR, Regional HR and Admin Manager for Cocoa Board. And I have here Deborah Nanaya Apre, Secretary at BM Properties. And so far, it's been exciting, it's been interactive. If you are watching us, we want you to share your experience with us. If you participated in the conference, just share your experience in the comment box and I will read it out. I want to go straight to my guests and we will continue our conversation. Now, let me go to collaboration and knowledge sharing are essential in HR. How do you see the knowledge and insight gained at the conference benefiting your team and your organization?
Thank you, Patience. With the knowledge gain and whatever we learned at the conference, we have to do regular training and workshop for the team because whatever you have learned, it's up to you to impart the knowledge to them because you can't learn and keep it to yourself because in the HR you don't work alone, you work with a team, you work with employees, you work with stakeholders, you work with management. So whatever decision that you want to take, you have to seek their approval and their buy-in. And you've learned new technology, new ideas, and you don't share with them, it will be very difficult for you to implement. So you have to also build a team that will help with problem solving because most of the collaborative things that have to be done will have to be done in a team. You'll be surprised when you talk to team members, ideas that they will bring up. But if you are alone, doing things in your one corner, not consulting others, not seeking advice from others, you will be found wanting. So as HR professional, what I believe is we should build the team together. No matter what you do, no matter what you've learned, it's up to you to impart that knowledge to other team members because so that they can support you with whatever you want to do in the organization. Because HR need people to work. HR need people to move the business forward. HR need employees to put in their best so that the company will get return on whatever they've spent. HR also have to share ideas with the business because we are also in there to support the business make profits. So it's up to us to make sure that employees are well knowledgeable to do whatever is required of them. And employees that are not knowledgeable, it affects the organization. So partners with the employees and see that their needs have been addressed in terms of training, equipment, tools, whatever they need to do the work is well given to them and they are well motivated to put in their best. So to me, as HR, you should be able to organize the training workshop for them and also mentor and coaching so that they will all grow with you and help you to achieve the business growth.
Right, thank you very much. Coach, train, mentor them, let them help you achieve your business goals. Let me come to Nanaya. Nanaya, how are you going to use the knowledge and insight gained at the conference to the benefit of your organization and your team? Nanaya, can you hear me?
I can hear
Can
you
you hear
now.
me? Right. So I'm asking, let me give you the question
I can
again.
hear
So
you.
right. So collaboration and knowledge sharing are essential in HR. How do you see the knowledge and insight gained at at this conference benefiting your team and your organization?
All right. Thank you very much. Like I said earlier, my company is an emerging one. So coming into the organization, I am sort of steering the idea of setting up a whole secretariat for the organization. as the numbers keep increasing. And so this knowledge that I have gained has given me ideas as to how to run it more efficiently and effectively. And so I'm really going to use it. What the future is about now. And so yes, I'm thinking of drafting policies, that can also integrate this whole technological aspects of HR into the already existing ones that we have, so that it can be a wholesome thing that we are working with going forward in the organization. So yes, I'm really going to use it. At the moment, I stand alone as the secretariat. I'm yet to bring someone on board, but this has given me great ideas, and I know I'll do great with this information going forward. Thank you.
You would definitely do great. You would definitely do great. I mean, the knowledge shared, I don't think you have such knowledge and not do great in the organization. So we are very hopeful that you will do well. Let me go to Cletus. Now, Cletus, technology can be a significant enabler of HR transformation. Can you pinpoint an instance where technology has or will streamline your HR processes to enhance the employee experience in your organization?
All right, thank you very much, Patience. Before I answer your question, I also teach at the Chartered Institute of Human Resource Management. And for your information, we spent today, I teach on Sundays. So today we spent the first 30 minutes discussing about the conference.
Wow.
Yes. And I wanted to find out those who attended, my students who attended the program, both virtual and in person, how they felt and like I said, it was top notch. But one issue that they told me to let SEDAT consults be aware, though somebody has said that on the comment section, that those who joined via online were not given the opportunity to ask questions or contribute. So please, let's let us be aware that my people were not happy. And if I will not be spared if I don't mention it on this platform, because most of them are online. Yes. So
Tell them their concerns are well noted. I thought they were
yes,
going to fight Eno again. So I was just praying for her within and laughing out because I thought they
that's
were going to
fine.
fight her to say that the conference is not moving from Kumasi. But I mean, point well noted. We've
Yes,
taken
after Kumasi, that one, I don't want to be a party to it, but for the next 5 years, we don't see it going to Accra. Even
uh,
though probably I might find myself in Accra very soon, but even though I won't subscribe to the fact that I should go to Accra, let's live in our small corner for some time. Accra people have benefited so much. Yes, back to your question.
right.
Like Kojo said, we should not be afraid that we are moving into the technological world. That's the way to go. Believe you me, where we are, the Western world is somehow or somewhat a decade ahead of us. So it's for the good of all of us for us to be sure that we get the skill sets that is needed for our current and future trends. We cannot be doing business as usual. As HR practitioners, like I think Kojo or no, Cynthia mentioned, any HR practitioner should be aiming at the ultimate, not to be the HR director, but to be the CEO. Right. But how do you become the CEO if you don't understand the dynamics of your business?
Mm.
Yes. So you have to understand the dynamics of the business. So with technology, do you just take decision anyhow? No. HR analytics should tell you that any decision that you take should be backed by data. So for me, going forward, which we are doing already, because for my boss, you can't just go and tell him I need 100 cities to do this. No. You have to demonstrate that 100 cities is backed by reason and by data, and you have to demonstrate it. So with technology, we cannot be taking decisions anyhow. Now, we've not mentioned diversity, equity, and all that. You can even use data analytics to know your diversity, equity, and inclusion levels in your organization. And we ask ourselves, how many organizations are doing that? And it's something that is very, very crucial in our current trend. If you are an organization, you don't make diversity, equity, and inclusion be a major aspect of your planning, then you are in big trouble. So for me, where HR has evolved to, we need to make sure that data management, especially analytics, any decision that we take should be backed by data. And that data should inform you that any move that's, because we don't want to be called cost walking on legs anymore. No. You know, before HR was transactional and people think that HR, they will be able to. No, not at all. We will have to demonstrate it to them that HR goes beyond what they think. And that's, as I said earlier on, it's the boardroom belongs to HR. And we are the unofficial doctors of the organization. We diagnose, we prescribe, and we give solutions. Right. Whether they like it or not, we will have to demonstrate it to them. Other than that, they will relegate us to the background and think that any other thing that is not core to the business operation is not relevant. But HR is core. And let's demonstrate that through technology. Now, I was happy to hear Cynthia mention that he has Fred. That is a robot in her organogram. I don't know if you remember.
Yes, I really remember that. And it
So
was
that is
what?
what we all should strive to have on our organogram. That we are comfortable as HR, that we are not losing our jobs, we are keeping up to the standards, we are making ourselves relevant, we are getting the skill set that is needed for today and the future. And we are part of the boardroom, and we are even taking over the boardroom. That is exactly what we have to do. And we have to do that through technology, through data. And the data should speak for itself. I remember, I think Yvonne said mostly her reports are 1 page, 2 page. But the graphs and the data will speak for itself. You don't need to explain much. You understand? So once we leverage on the technology and the data-driven, we should be able to not even talk much, but the data should speak or the report should speak for itself. So basically, we should be up to our current trends and make sure that you don't wait for an organization to train you. Train yourself. Get yourself all the needed skills that you need. You know, for example, I was speaking to the CEO yesterday, and I told somebody I wanted to take up a class in Power BI. A person told me, now, HR, they all the Power BI. They are IT professionals who are not even okay with Power BI. Why do you want to worry yourself? I said, it's not about me worrying myself, but I want to prepare myself for where I want to be. So if we don't prepare ourselves for the future and current trends, we'll be outdated. AI will come and take us out of job. Even though we are encouraging ourselves that we should not fear that the existence of AI will not take us out of job. But let me tell you the honest truth. If you don't position yourself strategically, you'll be out of job. That is it. If
Thank
you
you,
don't know
Cletus.
what to put in the AI to give you the results, and even when you get the results, if you don't know how to analyze the result to know whether it's the right result or not, forget it. So patience, that's what I have to say on that.
Thank you very much. Great insights being shared with us. If you are not strategic, though the AI is here or AI is here to enhance and help us perform our jobs better. But if you are not strategic, if you don't embrace it, it will push you out of the system. And I get Julita comes back to say, that's my lecture. Thank you, Mr. Cletus. I'm beginning to suspect that you are the one that gave this information to him, but it's well noted, very well noted, very, very well, very, very well noted. Now let me come to Nanaya, considering the conference, the focus of the conference, um, and all the topics that were shared, you notice that they all centers around HR transformation. How do you envisage HR evolving in your organization? What role will you play in leading this transformation? I know you've already told us that you are trying to set up the whole secretariat of your organization to get together. So it's a very good question for you to tell us what you are going to do in transforming or helping HR to evolve in your organization.
Right. Thank you very much. Just you have said it all. I have said it earlier, right? And that is what I aim to do. I mean, I see myself now as the only one to drive this transformation, actually, because I've seen that I have the potential to now change the whole scope of how things are run in my organization, which means that there is much more on me to do. And so, like I said earlier, I intend to work hand in hand with my boss, right? I have learned that I have to also be able to prove the ROIs on the things I'm going to bring on budget to my boss. And so now I have to work with data, results that will be gotten from the things that we want to implement as HR, even in organization, and then discuss that with my boss and then drive that change. I am the only one who can do this actually. So for what role I will play the leading role. I would be the one to lead this whole course so that my organization can see a positive turn, not just in the how do we say the manual things we are already doing, but something that can go it can actually go faster. It can actually go faster with HI. So yes, I intend to explore all of the AI tools available. I think Mr. Cletus mentioned the use of Power BI. Uncle Kojo also mentioned some of these data analytic tools that could be used with HR analytics. I think CIHRM CEO also mentioned things you can study on compensation. So these are all things in my bucket list that I try to gain little skills in to upskill myself and to enhance my general performance to drive the company's objective goals. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Nanaya. And can you give us your take on this same question? How do you envision HR evolving in your organization? And what role will you play in leading this transformation? I know you're already into the practice, but tell us what extra are you going to do?
Thank you, Chris. Now HR is shifting from the traditional administrative function to a strategic partner that plays a very crucial role in driving the organizational transformation. So now what we have to do is we have to understand the current state that we are in. Because as HR, if you don't know the current state of your organization, how do you drive transformation? If you don't know what the organization wants to do, how do you drive transformation? You have to identify the strength, weakness, and gather feedback from employees to gain insight into their needs and expectations and what the company also needs. What is the strategic goal for the company? What can HR do with this transformation to help the company achieve its goal? As HR, if you sit there waiting for technology to come to you, before you realize, Plato said it, you'll be out of business. AI is here to help us, but how do we use AI to our advantage? How do we use technology to help the business grow? How do we use technology to achieve long-term vision? So you have to define a clear vision. And leading the team is for me to declare a clear vision on how the organization will achieve all this transformation through technology. How do we get there? Who is helping you get there? How do management buy into the idea of knowing that now we've shift from doing manual things, now we are moving on to technology to help the business grow, position the business well in this competitive business environment. Because if you don't move, you'll be out of business. Now everybody is moving with technology. So if you sit there in your comfort zone, doing your manual thing, unconcerned, and you think you are in the lead, I'm sorry, you'll be disappointed. So for me, right after the conference, I made some points that now my team, managers, management, what do we do? How do we incorporate this technology into our way of doing business? Because we do distribution. How do you add this to make your distribution effective? How would this technology help you? What can you do to get there? What can you do to stay on top of your competitors? Because we are in business and it's competitive. If you don't move, competition will move you out. So for me, I've even started now. I have a lot on my mind. It's like you look at the checklist and you realize you have to do a lot, but we'll get there. With after the conference, we've made a lot of contacts, so we'll see what we can do from what we've learned, and I'm sure we will do together. We won't wait for AI to kick us out of business. No, it will never happen.
We
Thank you.
won't wait for AIs to kick us out of business. Let me go to the comment box. I have from Paul Boache and Sa. Paul says, point well noted. Thank you, Nanaya. Thank you too. I guess Nanaya has seen your comment. And thank you so much for watching us. Now let me go to Cletus. Networking is a significant part, of any conference. We want you to share with us if you made any valuable connections during the event, and have you planned or have you made any follow-up with your connections, so you can keep in touch with them and also collaborate and plan with them and all that. So share with us.
Oh, most definitely. I think that for me as a person, relationship is something that I don't joke with at all. And the first contact, in fact, I had been communicating with Patricia for a longer time, but we had not met in person. And she has been my first contact that I made, and I followed up the next day for us to have a discussion. And
Great.
we are on. And I've known Kojo for quite a longer time. When he met me, he said, if I knew I would meet you here, I would have changed my flight for me to go back tomorrow. As for Isuman, he's somebody I've spoken to, but we had never met in person. For Cynthia and Yvonne, I've made a follow-up calls to them. We've had a lot of discussions a day after the conference. I've had one or two. I had my students attending as well, and I met one or two people that I took their contact. But I recommended to the team, Patricia and the team, that for me, the way I want my connection and networking, it should have been a 2-day program so that we have time, a residential program, so that after the dinner, we will have time to network, have a discussion, and make sure that we explore other areas of the individual. But I think that once we have the digest, the network, we can pick the numbers and we take it from there. But I think that with HR, if you want to do it alone, my friend, I'm telling you, you can't, because HR is evolving.
Yeah.
And I always tell my students that for HR, the principles are the same, but the dynamics of the business changes. I'll be practicing HR at my current place, Cocobot, but I'll move to Enos company, and how things are done, the principles are the same, but how to do it is different. So you have conversation with colleagues. How do you do this? How do you do this? Sometimes you'll be in the middle of something, you are in a fix. You just have to pick a phone call. Charlie Kojo, Adewe, and say, Charlie, do it this way, do it this way, do it this way, and you have results. Oh, Patricia, Charlie, I'm in a fix. Kindly sort me out this. And the platform is there for all of us to make use of it. If you are in the office, you think that there are serious issues, you can't think straight, just put it there. There are a lot of professionals. Everybody there is a professional. We bring ideas together, we share, and you have your problem solved. Without going, that is not to say that don't invite SEDAT Consult as a consultant to come and solve your problem for you.
Absolutely.
But then we should be able to solve minor problems amongst ourselves as practitioners. So basically, that is what I want to say. And I want to say that my experience, which is already started, if you are not a member of the platform and you are not certified, please get yourself certified. There will be a time, if you are not certified, you can't be an HR manager in Ghana, because the law is already passed and some institution has already started implementing it. Any of them, I will not be specific, whether SPA, HR, whether CIHRM, whether SHRM. Please just try and make sure that you are a member of one of them. Because for now, I've never seen any adverts that excludes being a member of a certified organization. Yes, so it will get to a point, if you are not a member, you will not even be shortlisted for a position. So basically, I think that let's all try. It's not easy. Some are mothers, some are fathers, we are parents. We are combining a lot, but we need to sacrifice for the sake of our career. The way the chartered accountants and others are being hailed, we also have to sell out our profession and make them know that, yes, if you are not a chartered accountant, you can't be a manager. If you are not a certified HR person,
HR, you cannot be
so
an
that
HR
we make sure that the petty issues that we have in the organization, that is not professional, we can all try to deal with it and make sure that we have an industry that we cherish. If lawyers and accountants are so proud of their profession, why not HR? Yes, so basically that's what I have to share.
Right, thank you very much, Cletus. You didn't mention that you networked with me, but it's fine. I've said
Oh,
it.
but I did. In fact, you came to me and asked me whether I've eaten, and we had a chat. So forgive me for that. Forgive me for that.
Right, so let me go to the comments I have here. This is very insightful. It's coming from, is it Ekunu or Ekunu? Please forgive me if I didn't mention it right. She said this is very insightful. It's like getting a SEDAT HR Conference 2.0. Right, Richard Abrakwa says that some of us have already suggested that the conference should be made a 2-day residential conference. Hey, please, it's a free event. I mean, for us, if you bring us sponsorship, we would have it for you. So please speak to your organizations if you want to sponsor the next conference that we are planning. Please get in touch with us. We'll be ready to talk to you and give you the modalities around it. It was free, and we had a few organizations coming on board to support us and to help us. Right. So Nana Araba Gifty says thank you too. Michael Chum says that consult, please. Could the next conference be held on weekend or public holiday? Asking for hashtag team online participants. Right, Michael. We'll discuss that. Thank you so much. And that's why I'm sure Eno would have loved to say that I networked with someone, and but it was online. But I saw a lot of conversation going on the online platform. Eno, tell us what was happening there.
Thank you, Patient. Years back, this phrase, when I heard it, I really didn't read meaning into it till now. That your network is your net worth. I never appreciated it that much. So when I started joining conferences and other training sessions, then I realized it's a fact. Because even though we were online, we're having our own thing there. We're also trying to network, chat. We were having private conversation. We identified few people that we think we can fall on when we need a little advice here. And because as Cletus said, HR is very, very, very involving. You cannot sit in your office and think you have it all. Definitely, you need somebody to guide you through something. There are certain times you need little advices to make a very positive decision in your company. So when it comes to networking, yes, we did our best online, but maybe physically would have been very, very advantage. We would have gotten a lot of advantage if we had been there physically. But all the same, it's good to network, irrespective whether online or physical presence. You still have people that you can talk to when you need little advice. Now I have Cletus. So Cletus, get ready for me. I'll be in your inbox very soon.
Most definitely.
And Anaya,
I'll
you
be
too.
happy to do that.
Right. So thank you so much. All too soon we have to bring today's episode to an end. But let me go to the chat. Right. So Richard has an interesting comment there. He says we are professionals and our organizations should be ready to pay for our conference costs. Right, so let me read his name. It was like some of us who joined online missed the networking session. As for the next conference, I'm coming in person, so I don't miss anything. It was insightful and informative, very educative. Thank you very much. And this is coming from Julita. Thank you. I can't wait to meet you at the next conference. Please make sure that you network with me. Okay, right. So Richard, it's good organizations takes care of such cause, but your personal development should be intentional to yourself. You must own it yourself. So whether or not they pay for you, you should make up your mind that I'm not going to wait for anybody to develop me. I'm not going to wait for anybody to give me the opportunity. Like Letu said, if you don't prepare yourself, if you don't own it now, a time will come that you yourself will check yourself out of the system, out of the of whatever is happening. So yes, it is good organizations pay such conferences, but if they don't, please don't wait for them. You never can tell when the opportunity will come. If you are waiting for them, you may not land your next opportunity. But educate yourself, own your personal development, own your personal career growth, and when the opportunity comes, you would realize that you would walk freely into it. So this is my little advice to you. It's good they pay, but please, if they don't pay, don't mind them. Do it yourself, and they will come and pay higher for the course you've gone to pay. So please, 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 let's see you at the next conference. Now we are wrapping up with the key takeaways from our guests. So let me go to Eno. Eno, share with us what was your takeaway? I mean, what's your key takeaway from the conference?
Thank you, Patience. I think for now, I have gathered practical strategies, best practice, and innovative idea that I can implement in my HR role. And also, I had insights, well, ideas on how to help the organization grow with this same technology. And I remember one of the speakers was like, we should do well to incorporate technology in whatever we do. So now that is what is on my mind, to get sure that we move from whatever we are doing and then we join the whole technology issue so that we can all achieve our aim. I think that is it for me.
Right. Thank you very much, Eno. Let me go to Nanaya. Nanaya, share with us. Oh, so sorry. Her network just went off. So let me come to Cletus. Cletus, share with us your key. Hello, Cletus. Can
Yeah, I can hear you.
share with us your key takeaways or your key takeaway from the conference? What do you take away? What are you taking away with you?
Okay, basically, develop your skills that are apt to the current and future trends. Right? Demonstrate ROI in all your dealings. Right? Don't wait for your organization to build your capacity. Pay from your pockets and make sure that you are up to date. Right? Take advantage of conferences such as SEDAT Conference to build yourself up and network. Manage your diversity, inclusion, and equity very well so that you have an employee experience and culture that every candidate will want to join the organization. And don't take decisions in a vacuum. Make sure that they are data driven. And make sure that your decisions are strategic in that they align with the strategic goals and objectives of your business. I think those are the basics that I took from. And also make sure that you unlock the traditional mindset of entrepreneurial business to entrepreneurial mindset, in that you have to make sure that you are using that mindset to support the business of your organization. Not that it was in two phases, not that you are using that to do your side business to the detriment of your organization. But then you can also do that in a side business, but that should not in any way affect your business. But once you have that tool, it can also propel you to leverage it to make sure that you increase the business operations of your current business. So basically,
Right.
those are the issues that I picked out from the
Thank
conference.
you very much, Cletus. And I'll go to Nanaya to take her have an idea of her key takeaway, and I'll come to the comment. I see people typing in there. I'll read that out, and then we will close for today's session. So, Nanaya, what was your key takeaway for the conference? Nanaya, can you hear me?
Okay, the first one was that it is not. I can hear you. Can you hear me as well?
Yes, I can hear you.
Can you hear me as well, please?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. So the first thing I learned was that it is not enough to be inspired, be ready to implement change. Right.
Are you adding on, or that is all you want to say?
Okay. I'm adding a bit on. I also understand that as HR, you should understand the business of in the business. All right. And then I've
Right.
learned
So
also that your strategies must align with organizational goals. Yeah, that is the takeaways that I would share with everyone.
thank you very much, Nanaya. As HR practitioners, as policymakers, as people leading and managing people, we need to, our business must be the business of the business we are working with. Thank you so much. And right, let me go to the comment session now. Julie says that my key takeaway from the conference was upskill yourself to stay relevant. Upskill yourself to stay relevant. Thank you very much. And we want to say a very big thank you to our guests and also to those of you that joined us online. Thank you so much. Thank you, Eno. Thank you, Cletus. Thank you, Nanaya, for joining us in today's episode. This is SEDAT HR Digest. Will be coming your way next week with another insightful episode. And so please share the link with your friends and your colleagues, your loved ones. Let all of us connect together. Let's learn together, and let's make sure that we are staying relevant in the future of work. My name is Patience Crunchy, your host for today's episode. I want to say a very big thank you. Have a great evening and enjoy your week.
Thank you very much.